Thank you so much, Professor Zoilo. Friends, guests, ladies, and gentlemen, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Hi! Hello! Okay, so as you see in the program, I'm the last speaker. So, is it still possible for us to digest after having more or less 4 speakers ahead of me, and then now you will still be listening to some information? Is that still possible? And is it still possible for you to pay attention while you are enjoying your meal? Yes. Okay. So, I will be talking about the role of social media in the advancement of peace. So, this is in a perspective of a marketing graduate and a member of the millennials. Sabi nga, millennials. Who are born in the year 2000s onwards. 2000. Ay, bawa ako. 2000. According to what I teach, the members of the year 2000 onwards are now called as the Generation Z. Okay? Generation Z. Or those are the Centennials. That's how we address you already. So if you are the millennials, you are now the Centennials. Centennials. Okay. So let us continue. The outline of discussion will be about what is social media, its evolution, the statistics of the scope of influence, chain messages and fake news, interconnectivity, and the peace efforts in social media. So, let me start with this statement. Sometimes, when we already know things like Facebook, Twitter, and everything like that, things are being taken for granted. Somehow, you just post, and you want your friends to see, and after that, you do not care. And then, you also post in order for you to gain likes. Diba? That's what you like sometimes. It may be a hasty generalization for me to say that all of you just like likes or to be popular. Sometimes, you want to be sympathized. That's why you post. Those things are even posted. Okay? So, those are the things that we do normally in social media. We post, we take things for granted, and then, when our privacy is already attacked, that is when we are going to care. When we are already bashed, ano naman post mo? Diba? There are questions like that. But even before we do that, or even before that question pops into our mind, we do not care what we post actually. We just say, because according to Facebook, the question for the status is, what's on your mind? Right? So automatically you say, what's on your mind? My mind is like this, I'm hungry, I need to eat. Feeling hungry, hashtag, poor ako today. Or looking for recommendations for food to eat. Okay? So I have a quick survey. Just raise your hand. Okay? Quick survey. Very quick survey. Who has an email account? Okay? Next question. I-develop natin yung question, okay? Who has or who are actively using their email accounts? Actively using to receive emails, to communicate, and everything like that. Thank you. Who are just using their email accounts for Facebook? Right? There are people who just made an email address as a requirement for Facebook. But then, they do not know the real function of email. Right? Then your email ad goes misspunks_72. Right? Because it's just a requirement. So you do not care about what you say on your email addresses. But then, we go for the saying that it's an email ad. It's an address. Your address determines who you are. Right? So if you say you are misspunks_72, what does that say about you? You are Miss Punks and you like pink and black? Somehow like that. So it reflects who you are. Okay? Next question. Director Agapito already told us or asked us, who has Facebook accounts? My Facebook. But now the question is already, Director Agapito said, sino ang wala or who has no Facebook account at all? Where? Yeah, Mom, you're right. Where have you been all your life? But then, literally speaking, if we launch or we log in or we do our Facebook account just for bandwagon, mag-isama, so that you can feel that you are in, then that's not the main reason why you should have your Facebook accounts. Okay? Next question. Because I'm the last speaker, since this morning, who has already updated their status posting about this event? Honestly, meron na, okay. Because, okay, rather than you text your mom or your dad or your boyfriend or girlfriend or husband or wife that I'm here in Bicol Food Lights for this event, they can just see it in Facebook, right? Okay. So, you have already had your snacks, your lunch, and your afternoon snacks. So, who among our audience has already posted pictures of their meal? Sino? Honestly. Then, you will post #ATM. Free meals. Okay? So that is how we post nowadays. We want people to be updated on what we do. When we update people on what we do on a regular basis, our privacy decreases day by day by day. Why? When you woke up, you will post JWU. Just woke up. Good morning, God bless. Right? Okay. When lunchtime comes, happy lunch. I'm alone. Right? Then, before you go to sleep, you will post, good night, sweet dreams. Right? So your privacy, day by day, decreases on a certain level or amount. Can you understand the point? Yeah. But then, you will question people that interferes with you on what you post. Sometimes you post offensive things. You post your rants, mag-aaway kami ng boyfriend ko, mag-ingay ang kapitbahay namin, our neighbors' dogs are barking all night long, or they are singing with the video sync all night long. We post that on Facebook. Rather than confronting people face to face, you post it on Facebook. Then, magtataka ka, you will wonder, one morning, your kapitbahay throws a rock on your house because of what you posted and they have seen it. Diba? Tapos ngayon, magtataka ka. So where does the peace efforts of social media comes on that part? That is what we are going to tackle. Ladies and gentlemen, it is up to us on how we go deeply on this matter. As what I've said, things sometimes are taken for granted. So this discussion will be just an eye-opener. Okay? An eye-opener. And it is up to us to develop action plans with social media, to develop ourselves on how we protect ourselves and use social media in the way that it is the right manner. Okay? Social media. Social media is a computer-based technology that facilitates the sharing of ideas and information and the building of virtual networks and communities. Okay? In our life, sometimes we already have our Facebook friends, right? When you chat with your Facebook friends, you are so close, right? When you chat with your friends, uy, kumusta ka na? Kumain ka na? But when you meet each other face to face, after a long period of time, you can't speak anything. Why? Because you are not used to it anymore. What is now the role of social media? You are already debating the personal factor that you can communicate face-to-face because of what we call virtual networks and communities. We have a Facebook group, but we do not come together as a group. Right? We have a Facebook group. Pag nag-chat tayo, when we chat each other on our Facebook group, we are so okay. Kumusta ka na? Ang ganda-ganda nung ginawa natin. And then you will chat privately the other groupmate, and then you will say, ano man ito working? Right? What's what happens? Because of the virtuality of network and the communities, we debate ourselves to speak frankly to the person face to face that I do not like what you propose and what you are doing, but rather you bash the people at their backs. Okay? Next, we continue. By design, social media is internet-based and offers users easy electronic communication of personal information and other content, such as photos and videos. Okay? What happens now? Do you think that when you share the picture to your friends, it will be just for your friends? How can you defend the privacy of that factor? This is now a question of safety of our social media. Everything that we have in social media can be used against us. Why? Our employers nowadays, they check your social media accounts. Totoo po yung ginagawa. Okay, next. The persons whom you interact normally in Facebook, your employers do contact them to conduct a background investigation about you. That happened to me. Totoo po siya. The persons you always interact with virtually, because this is virtual, okay? You're building connections virtually. You may be super friends, super close, BFF, with this Facebook account. But then when you meet each other personally, it may seem you do not know each other. Because the only thing you know about her is her profile picture, the picture she posted, and her posts. But beyond that, no more. Okay? So this is what we do. You share personal information. But then, now, we are angry when the personal information that we have posted are used against us. Ibig sabihin, everything that you do or everything that you posted, if it is used against you, kagagawan mo yan. Diba? Tama, mali? Tama? Yes, ma'am. May question ka agad?
Sir,
Yes, ma'am.
nagkaroon ko lang po kasi sabi mo yung sa email at book bag Di ba po, pag nilagay mo yung, yung identity mo dun, baga,
Yes, ma'am.
mo, sabi mo, baga, lahat ng nilalagay mo sa social media, pwede gamitin laban sa'yo. What if code name lang yun? Pwede kung baga, code name lang yun.
Yes, ma'am. It is a code name, but it represents who you are. So,
Don't you think that you are protecting yourself or
yes, somehow you are protecting yourself. But on the other side of the coin, you are not presenting yourself in a manner that is professional in the approach. But then that's a very excellent question. You need somehow to protect yourselves, okay, in social media. That is why the matter now is everything that you post can be used against you. Okay? Using code names are allowed as long as it depicts a professional image out of you. Yung code name mo is hindi ka bababuin, hindi ka babastusin. Do you get the point so far? Okay? Is everybody on the same page as where I am? Are you with me? Yes. Okay, hi! Hello! Medyo busog na, nakakain na yan. Okay, we continue. You remember the ancient times. The ancient times of social media started with Friendster. Who has Friendster accounts? Sa totoo lang. Okay, in Friendster accounts, you can modify the background, you can modify the mouse cursor, you can modify the font, you can modify the color, you can modify everything that you put there. But you know, one sad thing about social media, or one app that offers social media is the Yahoo Messenger. And now it's gone. Yahoo Messenger has already been dissolved or phased out. Why? There is the demand for Yahoo Messenger is high, but people prefers to use their Facebook Messenger than the Yahoo Messenger. Okay? So, your memories about the video calls, the emoticons you send, the stickers you send, and you cannot do it in Facebook, the buzz. Have you experienced the Yahoo Messenger? Yes. Okay, in Yahoo Messenger, if you want to alert the person, you need to buzz. Okay, that will appear on the screen, the buzz. But now, you cannot do it in Facebook anymore. So, we go now to the present prime movers of social media. Ayan. The present prime movers of social media, we have Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Yahoo, Google+, Twitter, WordPress, Pinterest, WhatsApp, WeChat, and everything like that. Okay? So, a while ago, our dearest director asked us who has multiple accounts, di ba? We have Facebook accounts, and then some of us have Facebook and Instagram. Facebook, Yahoo, Instagram, Facebook, Yahoo, Google Mail, Instagram, Twitter. Okay? Some of us holds a lot of accounts but has the same friends in each and every account. But then, have you considered that some of the information that you post on Facebook will sometimes be offensive for other people? The information you post on Facebook or Instagram may be a reason for anybody to hate you. Tama, di ba? To bash you. Okay? But then, it is a reality that we have a freedom of expression and we cannot please everybody. That's a fact, right? And I don't care what I post. This is my wall. I've been reading that a lot of times. I don't care. This is my wall. This is my page. I can say what I want. I can write what I want. I can post what I want. Do you know why? The problem now simmers on our culture of I don't care. I think about myself. Okay? I don't care I think about myself. Facebook asks us every time, what's on your mind? Diba? And that is what we are going to post. But has Facebook asked us, what's on their mind? I think nobody can answer that because you cannot read other people's minds. Right? So, the question is, are we limiting ourselves to think just of ourselves? Or are we welcome to the information that are transcribed to us by other people in the means of they're already bashing us on what we post, or they're already questioning what we post? Diba, sometimes we feel offended when people react negatively on what we post. But on the back of our minds, we are already expecting that to happen. Right? That is expectant of us. Why? We just think of ourselves in the culture of I don't care. This is my wall. I can post everything I want. Period, no erase. Diba? Okay. We continue. Okay, let me show you the top 15 most popular social networking sites that we have. It is by millions. Okay? So, Facebook, the leading social networking site nowadays, has over 2.2 billion subscribers or users. Okay? Then, the second one is YouTube. Okay? The YouTube account. Why is YouTube considered a social networking site? Have you seen the suggested videos? Yes? Okay. When you always play videos of the same trend, YouTube processes the information that it garners from you. Then, they suggest videos that you will play. Okay? So, if you will play how to solve algebraic expressions, oh my God. Just algebra, and solving algebra, you research it. Then, it will be the suggestion as years or as weeks passes by, that will be the suggestion of YouTube for you to play. Okay? Then, we have other apps here which are utilized by different parts of the globe, like the Odno Classic Mickey, that's in, I think, in Russia. So we have different social networking sites that are utilized by many people in our whole wide world. Okay? Let us see some statistical data on social media's impact. Okay? There are 3.196 billion social media users in 2018. Okay? That's present data. That's by July 2018. It is said that for the internet or the social media has penetrated 42% of the world's population. Sabihin natin, maliit, di ba? 42%, hindi pa nangalahati. It's not even the half of the world's population. But then, if you will think about the world's population, this is already a huge number that we have. And it's already in billions. So the scope or reach of our social media has already been at large on the present time. So, can you believe? Even myself, I can't believe that there are 1 million new social media users added daily. Okay, daily. 1 million. Just imagine, 1 million. So, if you're going to count the population of the Philippines, only in 105 days, all the Filipinos have already used social networking sites. Right? 1 million a day? Grabe naman. Okay. 69% of users use smartphones, tablets, or mobile phones for social media. Rather than using your laptop, desktop, personal computer, they use the cell phone already. Okay? Why? Just one click, edit ng konti, filter, post. Right? That's what we do. Rather than what we do years back, we use a digital camera, remove the SD card, insert to the laptop, download the picture, and upload to the internet. Right? That's what we do before. But now, one click share. And then now, we can even have Facebook Live. Diba? Automatically, the information of what's going on right now can be beamed from your phone all over the world. Okay? And then, 73% of the total users use their social media accounts as a primary tool for communication. This is where our OFWs comes into place. This is where our academic learners comes into place. Have you heard about the free Facebook Messenger? The free FB? A lot of people have been using the free FB already. Okay? Why? It is the project of Mark Zuckerberg, the founder of Facebook, to provide free FB or maybe only Messenger. Diba? When we use free FB, and then there will be a bar, use data to see photos. Right? But then, it's a great thing for us to use the free Facebook. Why? Even without load, you can text your mom, you can contact your mom, your dad, your husband, your wife, your boyfriend. Do not worry about me, I'm in a safe place, everything like that. So, Mark Zuckerberg offers that kind of scenario for us to enable to connect with other people in such a way that there will be no restrictions anymore. Why? We spend for load, right? Every day, how much do you spend for load? Around 100 for how many days po, ma'am? 7 days is 100 pesos. Okay? Any other? 30 pesos. Diba? The regular load for Smart is 30 pesos. Then, what did our media or network provider had in their mind? If you avail the load, there will be free data for Facebook. Right? They have already bundled it. Once you avail the load, you have free Facebook. So that is a factor that Mark Zuckerberg considered and our network providers consider in order to connect our people. In order to connect our people, in order to promote peace, they may be able to communicate with each other. Why? We remember the research or the thesis. Diba, a part of the thesis is a gap to be bridged by the study. Diba? There is a gap to be bridged by the study. If there is no gap, why study about it? So now, the gap is connection to other people. That is a barrier, a long time barrier. If I'm in the Philippines way back then, and I send a snail mail, a letter through the post office, and it goes to US, I will wait for how many months? 1 month. And then, the receiver will receive the letter, and then they will write again, and I will be sent back the letter another month. So, if in a span of 1 year, how many times will we just talk? 6 times? So maybe, in 6 times, you have already been sick 12 times, you have been confined in the hospital. So how are you going to update instantly? But, using Facebook and the ideology of connecting people with each other and seeing each other, why is video calls already a thing nowadays? Because they can already see each other. Maybe there's a screen, but they can already see each other. So, what does Mark Zuckerberg and our network providers have in mind? In order to promote peace, the role of this social media is to connect each other. We connect each other. Okay? Have you seen posts like this? Don't scroll without saying amen. One like, one prayer. Right? There is this post. One like, one prayer. You have seen a picture of a child in Africa that is so thin, right? And then there is a tag in there, don't scroll without having a like. One like, one prayer. Right? That happens. And then, Facebook will donate 50 cents per like. So, ang dami ng like, di ba? That happens. So, our perception is like this. I'm sorry, Mr. Jensen, we were just 2 Facebook prayers away for saving your wife. Okay? So, do you think that when people lodges or types amen, or clicks the like, or the heart, or the angry, or whatever, it can change the life like this? It's more of a personal connection and a prayer to God, right? So, we already diminish our functionality as a personal or human being that is capable of conversing or praying. And we diminish ourselves by just like and then scroll ka naman. Like ka na naman, scroll ka na naman. So, the culture of I don't care anymore comes into place. Okay? So we continue. A culture of sharing is established on what way? We share the photos and then we will see how many reaction it gathers. So how does Facebook determine its trends or hot topics? By the number of likes, the number of shares, the number of things we launch into that. Then, we have too much reliance already on social media for communication. And we prefer to talk to our parents already just on social media than face-to-face. Maybe on Facebook, have you read about, on Mother's Day, there are a lot of posts, I love my mom, she is a superwoman. But on personal, have you told, I love you, mommy? Yes, there are people who does that, and I believe that. But then, there are these people who can just post, but cannot say it on an actual manner. Okay, what happens next? When your mother is preparing your meal at the first floor of your house, and then you are at your room, at the second floor, your mother will just chat you. Makaon na kita. Go down now, we will eat. Right? Then, there are parents who, uy, makaon na kita. Diba? But, there are people actually, the child will chat the mother again. Tiyan naman, busog pa ako. Diba? That already happens. So, it is already a preference of social media appearance or to show off in social media by posting pictures of our mom and greeting Happy Mother's Day than actually buying flowers for her, massaging her, treating her at the mall, or anything like that. So it's already a social media appearance reference. Okay? Have you read about this already? Hillary Clinton adopts alien baby. Oh my God. Okay? And then there is a bad child escapes. Okay? So what can you say about it? Okay? Those are exaggerated. Those are fake news. Diba? Fake news. It is widespread already. It has become an issue or an epidemic in Facebook. Why? There are people over there who posts a lot of information but do not clarify the information they post. So what happens? It sends an information that can lead to actual feud. Okay? Labanan. Hillary Clinton at that time is the first lady. Then you make a statement that the first lady adopts baby alien and the Secret Service is building a special nursery in the White House. Diba? So the fake news is spread already. And alam niyo naman ang balita. There is a Filipino saying, may tenga ang lupa, may pakpak ang balita. There is an ear on the ground, and the news flutters away. You do not want to tell anybody that about a baby alien, but the news spread like wildfire. Diba? It even landed front page of newspapers. Right? So, those are already fake news. Okay, so our dearest director have already stated some idea about spotting our fake news. But then, here is a quick glance on how to spot our fake news. Okay? Let me just have an appeal to everyone. If we know how to spread, how to detect fake news, please do not be a source of fake news. Huwag nyo nang i-share. For example, di ba sina madam, minsan, nag-chat sa estudyante, wala tayong pasok. Okay? Minsan, the teacher did not actually chat the student. But they made a story that the professor chatted me and we have no classes for the day. And then, alam niyo naman ang estudyante, pag walang pasok, Happy New Year. Diba? It is reality. But then, you are a promoter of fake news. And those who shares the fake news is an accessory to the crime. Why? You always share it. Diba? Without checking the author, without checking, totoo ba ito? Pwede mo naman i-contact si ma'am, di ba? You are already spreading a wildfire that if you are a class of 100 students, impossible today. Di ba? But if you are a large class, and the teacher arrives, walang laman, or the only person in the classroom is not somebody who doesn't have a cell phone and doesn't have a Facebook account. Tama? Minsan, maswerte pa sila. Kasi nandyan sila. Si Madam, flatwan. Okay? But then, if we decide to join the bandwagon of sharing our fake news, then, we become a promoter of it. So our appeal for today is one role of social media is or emanates from us, that we may not be spreaders of fake news. Sa karami-rami na nangyayari ngayon, there are information that we need to verify or to scan, including walang pasok ngayong araw. Diba? Di ba when there is a post, DepEdTambayan.blogspot.com, di ba? Walang pasok, June 6, June 7, June 8, June 9. Di ba? Makikita mo lang yan. And then, automatically, you share, walang palang pasok, bakasyon. Di ba? But you become a spreader already or an accessory to sharing a fake news. Okay? It is already, according to Sinen, one of our researches at the Graduate Library 2009. It is an issue of trust versus mistrust. Why? When the person who posts it is somebody you trust. For example, the mayor. Post na. Finish na. Okay. So, sa restroom lang sila. Okay? So, it's already an issue of trust versus mistrust. When the mayor posts that you do not have classes, whom will you believe? The mayor or the school president? That's a question, right? When the president does not issue yet a memo that there is a suspension of classes, who will you trust? The mayor or the school president? Diba? That's an issue of trust versus mistrust. Okay? Okay? So, our statement is derived from trust versus mistrust. When you see in Wikipedia, diba? Wikipedia? Ang iba source, wikipedia.com. Do you know that Wikipedia can be edited by anybody in the entire world? Yes! Ha? Okay? Pwedeng palitan. For example, Republic of the Philippines. There is a Wikipedia article about the Republic of the Philippines. Then, one basher can change president from Rodrigo Roa Duterte to Maria Leonor Robredo. Okay? Automatically, when people see that, they will create a feud again. There will be bashing everywhere. Ano daw kaya inita? Nag-change na pala ng presidente ng Pilipinas. That's already an implication that on trust versus mistrust, sometimes you trust the site, but you mistrust or do not trust the post itself. You trust the person, but you do not trust the thing he posted. Okay? Then, there is a thin line between a myth and reality. Just like what I posted or I showed you a while ago. Aliens, adoption, myth or reality? Myth, pwedeng myth, pwedeng reality. Why? There is an Area 51 in US. That sabi, doon naglalanding ang mga aliens, sabi. Di ba? But then there is that thing that lets us think that that really happens. Okay? So, there is already confusing identity, which will we trust, which will mark as fake news or which we are going to share. Anyway, I don't care. Si Mayor ang nag-post. Diba? It all boils down to the culture of I don't care. As long as I share it, it's okay. Because ang mapapagalitan ay si Mayor. Diba? But then, kung babalik tayo, it's already an accessory to the fake news. Okay? So we continue. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the highlight of our discussion for this afternoon. Interconnectivity. It is the primordial role of social media in the advancement of peace. When there is a gap, create a bridge. Do not destroy the bridge, but you need to create one. You need to be interconnected to connect people across the world and open lines of constant communication. So it's already about Mark Zuckerberg and our network providers. Then what's left, ladies and gentlemen? Spreading awareness with what's going on. Why? There are still people who are ignorant of what is going on. For example, there have been talks about federalism. Okay? Federalism has been a hot topic all throughout the President's administration. But then, do we know fully what is federalism? Or we will just talk about it even without knowing the things about it. Then, interconnectivity lets us listen to what do they say. Diba? Sometimes we ask polls online. We ask for recommendations online. We build a consensus online. Okay? So, interconnectivity ideally should ensure that information are delivered to people in a timely manner. Okay? Balik tayo sa kaninang topic. If I have sent a letter to America citing that I am sick and I am in the hospital, I need money. Right? Then the letter goes to America after 1 month. So, in the span of 1 month, will I stay still in the hospital? Will I stay alive or goodbye forever? Right? There is a lot of things going on when people does not know the information in a timely manner. There are information that must be delivered on a right manner. Okay, let me tell you something. When the president is already dead, okay? The night before, ang ating mga dyaryo, pag nalaman na nilang information na yan, ang ating mga dyaryo, dalawang headlines. There are 2 headlines that are being prepared. The president is dead, the president is alive. Then, during the morning, bakit magastos? They will all publish that. They will all publish that, newspapers and everything. And then, when the morning comes, they will choose. Oh, buhay pa mga presidente? Buhay pa. Ito yung palabas natin. But, what happens when we broadcast the information that the president is alive, that we have printed the paper the day before, but today, didistribute natin yung papel, the date is today, but the president is already dead today. So there are information that must be posted in a timely manner. So have you seen posts from Rappler, from ABS-CBN, from Inquirer, that has stats updated? There are information that are updated from time to time basis. Because these are information that needs to be received by the people on the dot. Okay? Then, next, we create a link between information and persons that needs to be informed. Naalala ninyo yung there must be a sender, the communication process. Okay? The communication process entails us, oh, my English teacher in grade 5 is here, Madam Miguel Riquiero. So, the communication process lets us know that there must be a sender and there must be a receiver. Okay? So, if you send an information, there must be a receiver of information. How do we do that? When the sender knows that the information is sent to the students, it is modified to a way that the students will understand the situation or the information. When the information to be sent is to be sent to doctorates, diyan ka na makakita ng mga high terms, di ba? But then, the information that needs to be sent must be screened from any anomalies. What is the source of our anomalies? There are external factors. Ang term natin sa Filipino, nakikisaw-saw. Okay? When you pass an information to another person and you ask this person to tell this person, there may be kulang, sobra, o dinagdagan ng magic sarap. Diba? What happens? Ang nangyari tuloy, imbis na information, imbis na fact, it becomes chismis. Right? So, the information that we deliver to people on a timely manner must be screened from any anomalies, and we create a link between information and the persons whom we need to reach for this vital information. Okay? That, ladies and gentlemen, is the primordial role of the social media in the advancement of peace. What is the keyword? Interconnectivity. Can you say that with me? 1, 2, 3, go. Interconnectivity. Diba we have taglines? We are connected. We connect you with people. So that is the role of social media. It's about interconnectivity. But then, there are some problems encountered. There are still some areas that does not have an internet connection. Papasok na si fake news and hate news. For example, the president does something good today, but then the basher transforms that something good into a fake news. That's a hate message. Diba? But then, people believe that because of their one-sided mind already. Their perspective is compelled to look at just this side of the coin. But then, there are things that our president are doing great. Okay? People use social networking sites to bash other people. Dito pumapasok yung walang ginagawang masama, sisaw-sawan mo pa. Okay? So, when you bash, it's a two-way factor already. When you have posted, and you know for yourself that there is something bashful, then you will be bashed. Then mabibigla ka sometimes, bakit nila ako? Diba? Then, bashing leads to depression. Tama? Why? You disconnect yourself to the world because you do not want be heard or to hear any more bashes. You disconnect yourself. Maybe we can say we deactivate the Facebook account, right? But then, we disconnect yourself to the world because you do not want to listen to other people anymore because the things they have in mind, natatakot ka or you are afraid that they may just be bashful. Okay? What is the thing or the problem we have in here? The primordial role is interconnectivity. The main problem is disconnection. The primordial role, it's between advantage and disadvantage, di ba po? The advantage is interconnectivity. The disadvantage boils down to disconnectivity or disconnection. Two words, just opposite words, antonyms, di ba? They are antonyms. But there is a huge difference between those terms. Instead of promotion of peace, they spread a culture of division. Dito ka na, dilawan ka. Dito ka na, DDS ka. Di ba? That's already a culture of division. When a DDS reads a post of a dilawan, automatically, they will be crazy about posting anything about it. Right? Instead of interconnectivity, bridging or building bridges, now, a culture of division, we burn those bridges. Okay? So, what are the areas that use the social media in the advancement of peace? There is a continuous consideration, and use of social media as a primary tool of information dissemination. Inclusion and weighing in of different ideas for consensus or the people's pulse, pulso ng bayan. Diba? What did Rappler do with their post? Diba there are satisfied, happy, angry, neutral, everything like that? Because they want to know what does the people feel about it. Then, promotion of peace efforts through social networking sites to be beamed to different parts of the world. And the utilization of social media by different groups and organizations posting positive information and change. Ladies and gentlemen, there is a data presented. Do you know that 87% of organizations around the world, government offices, national government agencies, non-government organizations, even to your BU, CSSP, Block A. Diba? There is a group for that. Diba? Or the Consortium for Teachers in Legapzi, or the Bicol University Employees Association. There is a group about it, and people relies on Facebook or our social networking sites to beam information. Okay? 87%. Ibig sabihin, hindi pa po lahat. Okay? So, when we look forward, the internet penetration in the whole world, okay, how large is the internet penetration? 42%? Okay. 42%. The internet penetration in the whole world will inflate in the rate of 1.7% per annum. Maliit, di ba? Kung percentage scale, it's 100%. 1.7 is a tiny bit. But when you are already considering billions po ha, billions, and the data presented was 1 million per day additional, 1.7% per annum is a large amount or factor or addition or inflation. Okay? Then, an increase of internet penetration is expected to enter the 50% mark in the next 5 years. Okay? Ibig sabihin, in the year 2019, 2021, 2023, 50% of the world's population is already penetrated by internet. Okay? The users of smartphones, di ba? We have discussed the users of smartphones than the users of the laptop and the desktop. The users of smartphones increases drastically. Drastically, mas mataas, mas mabilis. Drastic changes with a rate of 3.44%. Okay? There will come a time, no more laptops, just cellphone. PowerPoint presentation, cellphone na lang. I-slide mo lang, andyan sa screen. Diba? There will come a time for that. The protection against fake news will tighten because of worldwide movement for the inclusion in laws. Ibig sabihin, do you know that we have a Data Privacy Act in the Philippines? Okay? The Data Privacy Act in the Philippines has cited different stages of information, the primary, secondary, and tertiary information. Once you spread information, for example, I will spread information about Professor Zoilo without any consent from her, I will be charged against Data Privacy Act. Already. Alam niyo ba, ipamigay lang ang cellphone number, that's already against Data Privacy Act. Ipamigay ang home address against Data Privacy Act. Okay? That is why social media, ipamigay mo lang yung social media site, pwedeng makasuhan ka na. Bakit? The person is not consented or you do not have a consent from the person whom you are giving away their private information. Okay? So, we look forward to these changes, but we still hope that the social networking sites will be used for interconnectivity and lesser disconnectivity. In summary, people upload and update their information more constantly in social media than in other medium. Okay? Mas madali ka pang mag-update ng present workplace mo, yung lives in Legapzi City. Pag napunta ka sa ibang lugar, babaguhin mo naman, lives in Cebu. Diba? That's your information. And you update it more often than you update other people. Right? Undeniably, the impact of social media is widespread around the whole world. There are various areas that uses advancement of peace, that uses the social media in the advancement of peace, with 87% of organizations uses social media to disseminate information they have. Looking forward, the use of social media will expand on the next, kahit sabihin natin next year, next 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, with a continuous inflation rate of penetration of 1.7% per annum. Thank you so much. Any questions?
Any questions? Okay, can I start?
Yes, Professor.
Okay, so as you know, Facebook has sold data to Cambridge Analytica
Yes.
and other agents, security agencies of different countries. So why do Filipino young people like to reveal all their privacy to foreign security agencies? Why do you want to share your information to NSA and other agencies?
Actually, that is really a problem that we have. Actually, Professor Maser said, Dr. Maser said that Facebook has sold our private information to a certain group. Why? How did they do that? And how are we not protected by that? Have you read the agreement on information privacy? Yung napakahaba, di ba? We always do that, di ba? What do? We scroll down, and click, I accept. And then you click OK, and then you're ready on Facebook, right?
Yeah.
So, we cannot question their integrity of selling our information because of a single click. It refers that we accept. Therefore, everything that you post has now become an intellectual property of Facebook. And everything that you have can now be used against you. The tagline is, you have been warned. Sir.
The question was, why do Filipinos still continue sharing? It's cultural for us. For the West, privacy is an important issue for them. They want everything private. Even the concept of personal space, sa Amerika, hindi ka pwedeng umento.
Yes.
Kailangan may space. Tayo, sa atin, it's normal to body-bodies, diba? Privacy is not a value. We do not put that much value on privacy. That's why we sa pag-register lang sa labas cellphone number lalagay mo. So we freely give that information because what we value, instead of privacy, we value community. We actually want Facebook to take all our information and use it because we believe it makes the community better. So for us, that is a value that we like. Sa West, that's a threat. For us, that's a value.
Thank you. So that's a very positive value, yeah, of community to share. But for example, when I invite people from different countries to come to the United States for a conference, they have to apply for a visa. And many people are so surprised, oh, my visa application was denied. And then I ask them, well, did you post anything ever against the United States on Facebook? Oh, yes. So, of course, it will be denied. Yeah? You must be cautious that any information you post is screened and selected and will determine if you're going to get a visa to visit a country or not. And so, the naivety of people, it means Facebook has no privacy and you're building up a community, but don't be surprised that agencies in different countries use that data against you. So just be very cautious of what you post. It has consequences.
Thank you so much, Dr. Maser. Just in addition, sometimes we do not really care, or most of the time we do not really care about what we post until it is used against us. Okay? So that is the factor. In our culture, we really build bridges. We really become close to each other and we do not value the proximity of space with each other. But then, when this information is used against us, there will come a time that it will be hurtful for us already. So once you do not care, you do not care along the way. Okay, so if we want, we can start caring from this day forward. Okay, thank you so much.
Are there any more questions? There being none, then we proceed to the awarding of certificate.
Thank you, Cris.